The working principle of hydraulic shears. The working principle of hydraulic shears is to use the force generated by liquid pressure to complete metal cutting. The hydraulic shear is mainly composed of lower knife seat, upper knife seat, oil cylinder, hydraulic station and other parts. When the machine is running, the hydraulic station provides pressure oil, so that the piston of the oil cylinder moves down, and pushes the lower knife seat to move upward until it contacts the upper knife seat. After the metal material is clamped by the upper and lower knife seats, the oil cylinder moves upwards to make the lower knife seat drop rapidly to complete the metal cutting. The main advantage of hydraulic shears is that they use liquid to transmit force, which can provide relatively stable pressure and force, and can also increase the cutting force by increasing the area of the cylinder. The cutting process of hydraulic shears is relatively stable, and the cutting speed can be adjusted as needed. Before using hydraulic shears, preparatory work is required. First of all, it is necessary to check whether all parts of the hydraulic shear are working properly. Check whether the oil circuit of the hydraulic station is unobstructed and whether the oil pressure is normal. Check whether the upper and lower knife seats of the hydraulic shears are adjusted to the proper position and can clamp the material to be cut. At the same time, it is necessary to check whether the electrical system of the hydraulic shear is working normally, whether the cutting edge is excessively worn, etc. Hydraulic shears need to be kept clean, especially during the cutting process. The cutting materials are prone to metal shavings and dust. If not cleaned in time, it will affect the service life of the equipment and the cutting quality. Therefore, the surface and interior of hydraulic shears need to be cleaned regularly to ensure the cleanliness and sanitation of the equipment. The bending machine is a machine capable of bending thin plates. Its structure mainly includes a bracket, a workbench and a clamping plate. The workbench is placed on the bracket. The workbench is composed of a base and a pressure plate. The base is connected to the clamping plate through a hinge. The base is composed of a seat shell, a coil and a copper plate. When in use, the wire is energized to the coil, and after energization, an attractive force is generated on the pressure plate, so as to realize the clamping of the thin plate between the pressure plate and the base. Due to the use of electromagnetic force clamping, the pressure plate can be made into a variety of workpiece requirements, and the workpiece with sidewalls can be processed, and the operation is also very simple. The press brake includes a bracket, a workbench and a clamping plate. The workbench is placed on the bracket. The workbench is composed of a base and a pressure plate. The base is connected to the clamping plate through a hinge. The base is composed of a seat shell, a coil and a copper plate. The coil is placed in the depression of the seat shell, and the top of the depression is covered with a copper plate. The types of springs are complex and diverse. According to the shape, there are mainly coil springs, scroll springs, leaf springs, special shaped springs, etc. According to the nature of the force, springs can be divided into tension springs, compression springs, torsion springs and bending springs. Ordinary cylindrical springs, that is, coil springs, are the most widely used because they are simple to manufacture, can be made into various forms according to the load situation, and have a simple structure. In the original design concept, the fully automatic wire feeder is mainly used for supporting the spring machine. That is, the frequency converter technology is combined with the host computer South numerical control system drive technology to realize the synchronous and asynchronous control between the two, effectively improving the speed and stability of the spring machine production. With the improvement of modern industrial standardization requirements, various equipment factories continue to improve the application functions of automatic wire feeding.